Hello netizens, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video. It's a press conference room today. Trump and the NATO Secretary General. Just a brief little talking about Greenland. And I thought it was interesting, so let's take a look at it.
Thank you, Mr. President. Greenland. What is your vision for the potential annexation of Greenland and getting them potentially to
Well, I think it'll happen, and I'm just thinking, I did.
He thinks it will happen. Damn. I mean, what's gonna stop us? They have 57,000 people. Not that we should just like take them over, but they really couldn't stop us. And honestly, no one in the world can stop us because everyone in the world depends on us or China. So
Didn't give it much thought before, but I'm sitting with a man that could be very instrumental. You know, Mark, we need that for international security, not just security, international. We have a lot of our favorite players, cruising around the coast, and we have to be careful. And we'll be talking to you. And it's a very appropriate, really a very appropriate question.
There's an
Thank
issue
you
in the
very
high
much.
north, so the Arctic. So what you did, so when it comes to Greenland, yes or not joining the US, I would leave that outside for me, this discussion, because I don't want to drag NATO.
he's like, don't, I was not here. Do not mention me. This has nothing to do with NATO. NATO does not agree with this. Please don't mention me in this. But they're going to start talking about icebreakers. And if the Arctic is, becoming more accessible, icebreakers, nuclear powered icebreakers are the future. Russia's the only one that has them. They have dozens. We have maybe one, I think. I think they mentioned it here, so let's listen a little bit more.
In that, but when it comes to the high north and the Arctic, you are totally right. The Chinese are now using these routes. We know that the Russians are rearming. We know we have a lack of icebreakers. So the fact that the outside Russia, there are 7 Arctic countries working together on this under US leadership is very important to make sure that that region, that part of the world stays safe. And we know things are changing there and we have to be there.
So Trump is proposing making Greenland like a military monitoring station for the Arctic and Europe. And I guess that would be like our base for the icebreakers he's about to mention.
Well, we just had an election there the other day. Do you see a referendum, a plebiscite, where the people of Greenland would be in a position to decide if they want to become part of the United States?
Yeah, it was a good election for us, as you know. It was.
I have a video covering that. If you guys want to check it out, there is a typo in the title screen, but don't hold it against me.
Not a referendum, it wouldn't be called that, it was an individual election, but the person that did the best is a very good person as far as we're concerned, and so we'll be talking about it, and it's very important. Mark mentioned the word icebreaker, so we've ordered...
This is the important part here. If the Arctic is melting, right, global warming's real, right, we're going off that, climate change is real. That means the Arctic is the next logical place for resource extraction. So icebreakers are going to be the future if climate change is real.
We're in the process of ordering 48 icebreakers. And
how long does it take to build 48 icebreakers? That can't be a short order there. That's going to take some time. But we have nothing.
Canada wants to know if they could use them. I said, well, you got to pay for them. Think of it, Canada. We pay for their military. Canada.
Right, I'm going to mention this. Somebody comment down below, grow the Donald comb over, and I will. No one's listened this long, so no one's heard it, no one's commented it, but all it takes is one. I will attempt the Donald Trump comb over.
Pays very little for their military because they think we're going to protect them. But even with the icebreakers, so we're going to order 48, and Canada wants to be part of the deal. I say, you got to get your own icebreakers. I mean, if you're a state, you can be part of the deal, but if you're a separate country, you got to get your own icebreaker.
Every country in the world has become so dependent on the money and resources that we shell out. It's insane. And I think Canada is really not in a good spot. They're in a sandwich between China and the United States, and who are they going to go with? And who knows? Maybe China, probably.
Russia, as you know, has about 40 of them, and we have one big icebreaker, but that whole area is becoming very important.
Somebody fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure the U.S. icebreaker is diesel, and the Russian icebreakers are nuclear powered and much more effective.
And for a lot of reasons, the routes are, very direct to Asia, to Russia, and you have ships all over the place, and we have to have protection. So we're going to have to make a deal on that, and Denmark is not able to do that. Denmark's very far away.
And very weak. Haven't had power since, what, 1700s, maybe 1800s. So it's going to be pretty crazy if Greenland becomes a territory. And
really has nothing to do. What happens? A boat landed there 200 years ago or something, and they say they have rights to it. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is, actually. But we've been dealing with Denmark, we've been dealing with Greenland, and we have to.
Isn't that how, like, most countries and empires were built? They landed there and took the territory, claimed it as their own.
Do it. We really need it for national security. I think that's why NATO might have to get involved in a way, because we really need Greenland for national security.
I honestly think the United States should leave NATO. It's a pointless military alliance that was only needed to counteract the Warsaw Pact and the USSR. And the USSR has not been a thing for, 40 years now, almost. So we really need to just leave NATO, save the money, and take care of ourselves.
It's very important. We have a couple of bases on Greenland already.
All right, that's the end of the clip. We're going to end it there. You guys have a good night or day whenever you're watching this. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe.